Hey there, people. What's going on? Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. I was just going to do the two videos, but I had one topic on my mind which I wanted to answer. I just want to talk about this for a while. This is fragrance related at the same time, also about life. Okay. Hopefully, you're doing good. It's 4 a.m. And those who are wondering, what am I doing here instead of having sahur? I already had it. I have it early. For some people, that's not like proper. Some people like to have it right on the time, but I like to extend my time of fasting. I know it's just my own thing. I got used to that, what do you call that, intermittent fasting. No, we have full fasting. So fasting, what happens at first is very painful, because after a while you feel thirsty, headaches, and you feel hungry, and then you feel weak, these things. But after like 10 or 15 Ramadan, your body start getting used to it. And I just like the way this works, and I feel light after a while. I like to work, like walk, I like to sweat a little bit, so it's really feeling better. But yeah, wrong food choices also in the end, which is causing a little bit unhealthiness. But anyway, feeling better, plenty of sleep and rest. Thankfully, I'm feeling better. So I did two videos. Please check them out. I did the review on Nitro Red, okay, from Dumont Paris, and I did do the top 13 picks for month of March, which are my top favorites out of the 22 fragrances odd I bought. Okay, so just updated. So this episode, what I want to do is, someone commented on my other channel. I do have another channel called Joy Bang. The channel is called Joy. No, Joy. Bangla fragrance reviews. I even forgot the channel's name. Anyway, so that's where I do Bengali, like my language. So many people follow there. Like, sorry, many people who don't understand English, they follow there. But that's not a big channel. Got monetization there, but not much happening yet. But I sometimes do long videos there. Just talk about life and all. So over there, one of the videos, one guy commented like saying, I'm not saying this in any perspective, not criticizing him, not liking the comment, whatever, from a neutral point of view. Okay, this is what he said. He said, the amount of money that you spend, brother, you could have bought or renovated your house. I understand my room is old, and then you could have done a better car, better clothing. Like he said, basically a better life, instead of purchasing perfume so much, like, or spending so much money, or all my money rather. Yeah, it's true. It sounds scary, but I spent significant amount of money behind two things: perfumes and uh, food. Okay, I don't, sometimes, I bought clothes for 1 year, then I didn't buy anything new. For me, like sometimes I think like, hey man, I don't need like endless amount of supplies. You see me always wearing the same t-shirts in rotations, same shirts, even the specs. Only thing, third thing is watches, perfume, food, and watches. These three are my most, where I spend my money. That's an addiction. So I did sometimes discuss with you guys, like the positive and negative impacts it has on me, the addiction and all. So I did address this before, but what he said was, I could have spent the money somewhere else. And I will tell you two side of the story. First side, I agree with him. Another side, I humbly do not agree. Why? Because yes, when you have a balanced life, it's beautiful. Okay, it's beautiful. You have some perfumes, you have some food, you have some clothing, you have spending on family, and you have saving some. So basically, life is beautiful when you have such balanced diet, sort of. But not everybody can do it. Okay, especially I cannot do it, because this is my line of work. Okay, this is where it is different than most people who are just collectors, and they do the same kind of investing in perfumes like me or other reviewers. They perhaps should think, and then consider their decisions, because they have family. I don't have a family. I do have my parents and all, but I am single. Okay, so for me, whatever I earn, whatever I make, I eat it up. I go to KFC, I eat KFC alone. It looks kind of weird, because when there's, like, let's say Ramadan time, every time people go there in groups, okay, friends, families. I go in restaurants alone, I sit, and then people don't usually let me sit, or don't look very keen, because single person for a table of four, even that's a waste for them, right? So yeah, I am different. Okay, I like to live life a little bit differently. I don't like to socialize much at this point, and I like to live peaceful and quiet, which is difficult. I always complain about noise and all that in Bangladesh, because yeah, it is one thing I cannot stand. It's just, I cannot stand people being loud. I cannot stand there's too much honking, and jam everywhere. It just causes stress for me. Okay, maybe I'm just spoiled. Okay, but my point stays is, when I do this work, I don't need to spend so much. It is combination of few things. One thing, I like to get, views. Okay, just telling you, most reviewers will not tell you this. They will say, no man, I'm doing this out of love, and this is just, my pleasure. This is also my pleasure, but this is also my work. Means harder I work, more money I make. Okay, and I don't make millions, I don't make so many thousands, I just make decent enough for my lifestyle. And at this point, it's like break even. I used to make almost double the money before, but I still think I love this line. One thing is I love this line, and second thing is I chosen this line. In Bangladesh, country like Bangladesh, giving a perspective, life is not easy. It's a poor country, and it's a third world country. We are backdated. We are advancing in many ways, but most of the ways we are backdated. We are uneducated. Huge people are uneducated. They're poor. There's a lot of crime here and a lot of corruption. These things, when especially have corruption in a country, no matter how much is your scale of salary or you make, or whatever facilities you have, you'll always be backwards, because you cannot move forward in life. You don't get easy going life. Okay, because you have to struggle everywhere just to get your license, just to get a simple order. And if you go and fix your car, you cannot tell. Everybody is dishonest here, everybody. So life is difficult. So let's say I want to do work. Let's say I could have finished my PhD in Malaysia somewhere back 10 years back, right? If I finished it, maybe I could work here as a professor or a lecturer or something. I could make, say, $3,000 per month if I got the best output. Like most of the professors, they make like $3,000 per month, but they have to work really, really like 7 days a week, and then they get bald, they get old like me very quickly. But I got old doing this work. But I have chosen thug life, this life, because this is what makes me happy. This is what makes me my own boss. I don't like to take orders. I got many offers to work for companies, businesses. Even I was offered to go to certain country and work with them, and I humbly declined the offers because I cannot do job. Okay, there is a difference between business, your own thing, your own boss, your own decisions. You wake up whenever you want, you do reviews whenever you want, you spend however you want, and that's one life. But when you have job, you have to, no matter how you manage it, like no matter how stressful your job is, you have to go to work. Unfair. Most of the place in the world, when you work, the corporate life is very, very difficult, because people are always after you, and it's all about politics and all. I am not very good at that. I'm a very dumb person. Okay, people don't know that. Some people do, but most people don't know that I'm very, very dumb. I am not very intelligent. I cannot tell people when they are being sarcastic. I cannot tell people what they're thinking or how to strategize. Or sometimes I don't even have a vision to work. I'm very lazy. I lose focus sometimes. You see me, I talking about one thing, then suddenly I move to another. I get distracted easily. Not good for work. But the most important thing here is, when you want to do a job here, very unfair. They give you a salary which is not enough, nowhere near equivalent to your work. They make you work in the weekends. Sometimes they give you extra job, and then you have to really fight to stay afloat in a company. So yes, from that perspective, I have chosen this life. Yes, for several reasons, this is better, but there's no guarantee. Some months I earn less, sometimes I earn a little bit more, but there's no fixed income. Maybe you think like, oh, last month I earned, let's say this month much. Okay, next month is going to be the same amount, so I can afford to spend on credit. And I spend an end of the month, I see the sales did not come. I have a Decant page that does not have that much of sales anymore, because most of the people in Bangladesh have stopped spending on luxury goods like perfumes and all, right? So I still continue the work, because I feel, no matter what happens, you cannot stop your work. If I stop my work, if I stop doing reviews, what happens is, I will lose the numbers. I'll lose YouTube, the recommendation, that video they recommend to you, and they stop putting ads. If you have a huge long break, so then, what is the word? I forgot the name. Numerics? No. That then, the YouTube numbers, basically, they always put ads, which through which you make money, and they put the ads on popular content creator who are regular. They are being watched, especially USA, Europe, and that is my target market. That's why I do English reviews. So I'm giving out so many of my hidden informations. Okay, but this is why I do the work. And to do this work, what do I have to do? I can simply buy samples and do reviews. Okay, many people told me, like Chad, my good friend, why do you have to buy full bottles? And you can do sample reviews. That's going to save you money, and you can earn so much more. That's practical. But I feel bad as a reviewer when I cannot show you a full bottle. When I do sample reviews, I can show you a bottle, and it loses half of the essence of the review. That's just me. That's my OCD. If you agree with it or don't agree, it's up to you. But I personally, when I watch a review, I like to watch a full bottle review, because I know the sprayer, how it works, how's the bottle feels in the hand, in the stuff, and the atomizers, like how many sprays you need, all these things overall make a content. That's why I buy bottles. Sometimes I do samples, but very hardly nowadays. Unless I cannot find a perfume, I always do a full bottle review. So that's why more money required. Another thing is I take pride in my work. Okay, even though I sit in this room, no editing, nothing, is the same old setup in my old room. uh, I do regular videos, and I do like to think that I want to do content creating, which is my pride. Let's say I do Ahmed Al Maghribi. If I say something new, promising, I will cover it. If there's no review, I'll cover it more, because I believe those fragrances deserve views. And since I have the platform now, after working 9 years, I can share with you guys. Okay, so yeah, I spend more money on perfumes because I want to get those views. I want to create the content. I feel proud. There's sort of this arrogance that I have. Okay, like I'm going to do this before anybody else. New Hawas review, before any other review, I would review out there. This is just sort of a childish thing I have. Another reason, I'll give you one more reason. I always wanted to do this morning thought sort of episodes where I talk about life, other things. Some people like it, they can relate. No other reviewers do this because this is just not their thing, but this is my thing. I wanted to create a platform where I will talk about perfumes. I'll be known worldwide. I am known worldwide right now. I can say with absolute, certainty that by grace of God, I am there. Even though I'm not the top 10 reviewers or top 20 perhaps in the world, but I'm there. My name is taken here and there. Every now and then I see, people recommend, hey, Joyman's review is good. He's honest, blah, blah. So these things make me feel very happy. It feels good. This is what I work for. This means a lot. The whole the goodwill, the people's trust, people's love, they come back and watch my full videos, even if I do 35 minutes. When I read these comments, this makes the whole journey worthwhile. Okay, but another thing, secret one, that is, I want to share my personal life point of views, viewpoints, like how I think about life, point of views and stuff on sports, music, movies. I like to share. I can relate with people, and people say, oh, okay, yeah, I know about that one, right? And that's why I created this platform, so I can share my life, so I can tell my life story. Okay, so yeah, it's sort of like a childish, silly thing, but that's why I created this line of work. I wanted to be known. I wanted to be, maybe I'm a person that who wanted to be a famous person. Right, I'm not that famous, but sometimes when I go out, let's say in shopping mall or places, public places, random members from Fragcomm, they come up and say, hey bro, I know your reviews, thank you so much for blah blah, your work. And why I say blah blah? No, thank you so much for your work, they say, and then say, I'm a big fan of yours, can I take a selfie? Makes me feel very happy, because not only they are saying nice things about me, but my works being recognized. That's what makes me feel happy. So yes, this one side, I do put a lot of money, which I don't need to. I could spend less. I don't need to buy a lot of fragrance. Some fragrance I buy for my own happiness, not for reviews, not for views, not even for Decant page. I just buy for myself and just think like, why nobody talks about this fragrance? Okay, I even do sometimes watch reviews. You've seen me doing watches, talking about watches. It's not part of my fragrance journey, but I like, because it's my happiness. I like to share my happiness with you guys. Okay, for budget, I can still get good watches. I don't have to spend on a Rolex and stuff. So I can think that people can relate. Maybe there are 10 other people like me. Okay, so there goes another reason, okay, to do this work. But what could have been, let me tell you what could have been, how my life could have been alternative. I'll tell you something very, very sad. Okay, and it is a sad thing about me, and I like to admit it. I think I'm a person who put priority on fragrances more than anything else in this life, which is the most wrong thing. You say like, hey man, that's not right. You have to see life, you have to see, your relationships, friendships and all. For some reason, I even put this fragrance work above my relationships. Okay, which is why maybe I'm single today. Okay, maybe it didn't work out, but I always notice, how my priority always goes when there's a sale. I have to go run at any cost. I have to buy a perfume. It's the one, the worst thing of addiction. But this blind love and blind addiction took me somewhere. I got something, but I lost something as well. She could tell, my ex, she could tell like how much this fragrance game I am blind for. She's not going to say like how much I love this fragrance game. She's never going to say that. She is always going to say that how much he preferred perfumes over me, over giving me time, and then doing reviews and all. Sometimes I put her on hold on the call, and I would just do the review because I have to do the review right now, just to show you, like, hey, this is a brand new fragrance, I got it before anybody else, right? This is a dark chapter. Some of you will say, yeah, you are right, but do I feel that way? Sometimes I feel absolutely no remorse. I am absolute like a robot, at in certain way, because no matter how many times I look back, I look at my work, how many rasasis I did, how many mansaras I did. I don't care if people do not know that, I have done some of the most number of rasasi, mansara, arma of perfumes on my channel. There are many other reviewers who get the credit, and I am very happy for them. But uh, I believe, let's say, for example, mansara, I think around 55 to 60 mansaras I cover on my channel. That is a pride for me. Okay, I absolutely love how much I took my time, hunted fragrance down. I went from shop to shop. I spent a lot of time with Uber, my own car, walking around, giving hours trying to find a vintage perfume. Let's say Dracar Noir Essence. Okay, I saw it a few days back in a shop, but they asked for $60. I did not do it. Okay, but sometimes I do this because my blind love took me to places. I could have traveled. Yeah, I could have gone to countries. I could have stayed younger without the stress of work, all this, because I work 24/7. When I don't sleep, I work. I look at perfumes. I look at what I need to buy. One time, I lost internet for a day, and I went absolutely crazy. During the last government's regime, we lost internet for 15 days or 13 days. Our businesses fell apart, and I realized how tough our life is without internet and Facebook and YouTube. Okay, so it's very, very true and scary that without social network we will just have very difficult times. Okay, but coming back to this, what could have been? I drive an old car. Okay, and this car I took loan to buy the car, and when I got it, it was not the most expensive car. But if I saved up for the last 9 years or so, I could have had a very decent car in Bangladesh. Very nice. I have our own apartment, even though this all these hours, like my parents' side, and then we have a new place. I may move there, but high likely no, I'm gonna stay here back. But I could have done so many other things. I could have had like designer clothing, more expensive stuff, but those wouldn't make me happy. I just realized it, even today people say, why do you walk on the streets? Okay, I'll just finish with this note. People say, why do you always wear the same slippers, always wear the same pants, same clothes? This doesn't go with your image. You should dress up like nice, attend events, you should go to awards, like, or Paris, somewhere else. I could go if I can save up, man. I make decent living, but if I could save up, I could go to places. And traveling is important, I understand. It fills you up, you can bring back memories. It's These things are amazing, precious things. Like, I know people who travel a lot, and to them it makes them happy, fulfilling. But like my ex's thing was, or is rather, traveling. My thing is perfumes. Okay, and I would not let it go at any cost. Okay, even if people leave me, even if people hurt me, and then they hate me, and then judge me and say mean things. Yeah, some people say you're desperate for views, money, attention, bottles, and then you just show off. It's all true. There's nothing wrong about it. Okay, there's nothing lie about it. But sometimes life is not perfect. Sometimes you find a life partner who's not perfect, but she is perfect for you. Fragrances are perfect for me. Okay, and I like to brag about this. Even though sometimes I feel terrible depression end of the month, like last 10 months or so, 10 days of the month, I don't have much money to save or buy decent groceries or buy a steak or something. I feel depressed. I cannot like fill up my car for petrol and stuff. I feel bad because I overspent on fragrances. Okay, I targeted certain things. I would have got sales or views, didn't get. Right, it happens. Sometimes good things, sometimes a lot of bad things. Since last, I would say July, August until now March, business has been horrible. Hardly any sales. I had to sell off a lot of my perfumes at a very cheap price point just to make it, little bit of earning so I can cover my costs. Okay, these things are in background. These things don't show, and I shared these stories with you just to give you a glimpse of reality. So if you're in the fragrance game, it's very easy to say, okay, brother, don't get addicted, don't buy too many fragrances. But if you're in the game, I see the kids nowadays, I see the people in my community who are having other groups, meetups. They spend a lot of time, money, and they buy new perfumes just to, out of excitement. Many people, they come and tell me, Joy, brother Joy, I bought many fragrances, I got hyped, but now I think I'm regretting this. I think I'm going to take a break. And I am very happy for them when they get off from the group and then carry on with their lives, and then they do their more important things, because fragrance is not the most important thing, it's a hobby. But it can turn into something dangerous, okay? Because you think, oh, alcoholism, drugs, these are tough, no man, women, these are not the only. Any addiction is bad. Even if you are addicted to, just say, eating, you're gonna get overweight, you're gonna get health issues. You just love to eat, you spend a lot of money behind food. One day you'll see that you are just obese, so it's not worth it in a way. But yeah, maybe I'm heading towards doom because I have health issues. I don't go to medical, so many of you say, why don't you go? It's very expensive here. Simple. If I spend that money on medical here, I think I have to spend more than half of my money behind this medical cost. Here is just a business. It's not like your country, okay? Like in proper countries, Singapore, Malaysia, States, every proper country, medical, they just charge you for what is actually required. Say you need a surgery, they will charge you for surgery. Here we don't need a surgery, they will force you to stay in surgery, and they'll force you to stay in hospitals, ICUs, their the beds, and they, so that they can charge you like thousands of dollars. Okay, this is sadly the truth of Bangladesh, because people are very, very need driven here. Even if they have money, they are always the same type, because it's always about making money, always about insecurity. They always like rush, they always like chase money, 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 right? So end of the day, yeah, it's all fragrance also same. But there you go, I tried to answer some of your questions, why I didn't do it, what could have been. I could have been different, I could have been much like less stressed, but I'm here every day. This is what I feel. Some people need to be, let's say, a security guard. He needs to be, even holidays are there, he needs to be in front of a bank, okay, so that everybody else can go, okay, to have the holiday, right? So I'm, maybe, is it called gatekeeping? I don't know what you call that, but I'm a person always here. Even on the days of holidays, I make content, I'm here, so you can come back and check reviews. So some of you hate it, it's too much work, too much talk, but this is Joy Amin. Okay, so yeah, blues, and what is the other side? Blues are the sadness, but happiness and sadness, it's a mixed bag of candies. Okay, sometimes life is happening, sometimes it's all good, sometimes blood rush when I get new perfumes, sometimes it's sad days when I cannot. But end of the day, this is what I do. I've chosen my path. Okay, so you guys decide what you want to do, but you have to work extremely hard any field you work. Okay, there's no easy or shortcut way to make money or be successful. Okay, take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this the talk was relevant and I could answer some of your questions. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.